Have you ever felt burdened by something, convinced it was essential to your well-being, only to discover later that you were free all along? Why do we hold on to things, ideas, or fears that weigh us down? Is it possible that true freedom is found not in holding tight, but in letting go? Today, I share a story that may speak to the hearts of those who feel burdened by their own attachments, seeking to uncover the peace that resides within. Once, in a village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a man known for his wisdom and strength. However, there was one thing that set him apart from others. He carried a heavy rock everywhere he went. It was not a small rock, nor a pebble, but a great, jagged stone that hung from his shoulder by a sturdy rope. At first glance, the stone seemed like nothing more than a mere inconvenience, but to the man, it was something much more important. He believed that this rock was the source of his protection, his security, and his strength. It had been given to him by his father, who had received it from his own father before him. The man's family had passed it down through the generations as a symbol of strength and wisdom. It was said to hold the power to keep harm at bay, to guide those who carried it with unwavering resolve. For many years, the man walked through life with the stone, never questioning its presence. He carried it from sunrise to sunset, whether he was working in the fields, visiting friends, or even resting by the river. No matter what he did, the rock was always there, swinging at his side. Over time, it became an integral part of him, something he could not imagine life without. One day, while walking through the forest, the man met a traveler. The traveler looked at the stone and then at the man with a curious gaze. "Why do you carry such a heavy burden?" asked the traveler. The man replied with a smile. "This rock is my protection. It keeps me safe. It has been with my family for generations. Without it, I would be lost." The traveler thought for a moment and said, "But surely you must feel the weight of it. It must be exhausting to carry such a burden." The man laughed lightly. "I have carried it for so long that I no longer feel its weight. It has become part of me." The traveler shook his head. "You carry this rock because you believe it gives you strength, but perhaps it is the very thing that prevents you from experiencing freedom." The man paused. He had never thought of it that way. "What do you mean?" he asked. The traveler smiled gently. "You believe that the rock protects you, but in truth, it ties you down. It keeps you from moving freely, from living without fear. True protection does not come from an object, but from within." The man was silent. The traveler's words echoed in his mind, but he could not fully understand. The rock had always been there, and it had always provided him with a sense of security. How could something so essential now be seen as a burden? That evening, the man went home and set the rock down by his door. He looked at it with a sense of longing, but he also felt a strange sense of lightness in his heart. The next day, he decided to leave the rock behind when he went to the market. At first, he felt uneasy, as if something was missing, but the day passed without incident. He returned home feeling different, as if the world had opened up to him in a new way. Days passed, and the man continued to leave the rock behind. He began to realize that without it, he could move more freely, more swiftly. His body felt lighter and his mind clearer. The weight of the rock had always been a constant, a presence in his life, but now he saw that it had only been a self-imposed limitation. He had lived for so long with the belief that the rock was his safeguard, but now he saw that true safety came from within, from his own strength and wisdom, not from an object. One day, while walking through the village, the man encountered the traveler again. The traveler smiled and said, "I see you have left the rock behind." The man nodded. "I have," he said, "and I feel free." The traveler looked at him with kindness in his eyes. "You have learned the greatest lesson of all. Freedom comes not from holding on, but from letting go. You were never bound by the rock. It was only your attachment to it that kept you trapped. The man smiled, his heart filled with gratitude. He had carried the rock for so many years, believing that it was his source of strength, but now he knew the truth. His true strength came from within. The rock had been an illusion, a symbol of his fear and attachment. Once he let go of it, he was free. From that day forward, the man walked through life with a lighter heart, no longer burdened by the weight of the rock. He had discovered that true security did not come from external things, but from the peace and wisdom found within. This story reminds us of the power of letting go. We often carry heavy burdens in life, be they fears, attachments, or false beliefs, believing that they provide us with safety and security. But in truth, these burdens only weigh us down, preventing us from experiencing the freedom and peace that are our birthright. True protection comes not from the things we cling to, but from the inner wisdom and strength that arise when we release our attachments and trust in the impermanence of all things. As the Buddha said, attachment is the root of suffering. Let go, and you will find freedom. May we all learn to let go of the things that bind us, and in doing so, may we find the true peace that lies within. What are your thoughts on this story? Have you ever found yourself carrying a burden, believing it was essential to your well-being? How did it feel when you finally let go? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more meaningful stories. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Thank you for listening. Wishing you peace and clarity. See you in the next story.